we've got to line up and play football 2 weeks from yesterday, our first ball game, and so it's quite a challenge for us right now to get a football team ready. When you go from the seniors, which I feel good about our seniors, to who else that's going to play. There's a few juniors, a few sophomores, but it's going to be a lot of freshmen playing this year, and it's really rare for us to have freshmen that's got to play, and some of them's got to play very significantly. And let me mention seniors right quick. Of course, on the offensive line, Tillman Hollinshed, Shane Canterbury, and Ace Gaines and LeBron Caffey are two tight ends. And, so we had Ross Schaefer, who's a senior that we was hoping, he's first team all-conference. But Ross right now is not going to be able to play. He had back surgery and still got a little bit of weakness tingling in his leg. We're just not going to take any chances with that. He's got the rest of his life to live. And so we're really going to miss Ross, because it's kind of interesting. He came up to me yesterday, said, "Coach, I've been thinking." He said, "If somebody gets hurt, I probably will have to play." And I said, "Well, we'll talk about that." But he really wants to play, and it's a shame going in your senior year. And then Reggie Hubbard, and a wide receiver, and Charles Dobson, a wide receiver, two really quality seniors, and Buck Wakefield and Ricky Harris are two running backs that have played a whole lot of ball games for us before. And then Alex Good, the quarterback. And all those are seniors. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 11 starters are seniors. And at least projected starters at this time. We still haven't set on who starters are going to be, but that's the projected starters. And then on defense, Brandon Harmon at defensive tackle and Dante Strickland at defensive end. Both those guys are returning all-conference guys that have played a whole lot of football at Carson-Newman. We got 4 senior linebackers. DJ Taylor and Brian Brown and Elliott Jackson and Anthony McAllister are 4 really good football players. And then we got 3 defensive backs, seniors, P.J. Woods, Dino Waits, and Jamel Demps. And, Dino Waits, if you want to talk to a quality person that is going to make a whole lot of things happen in this world, he's a guy that I have a lot of confidence in. And then some freshmen that are interesting freshmen that is going to be interesting to see what happens. If you want to see the guy with the longest arm span in America, probably look at Kevin Adams. He's a defensive end from Ottawa, freshman that I think when he grows into his body, he's going to be a pretty good football player. And then we got Alex Smithen from Riverdale High School in Murfreesboro that's coming on. And then the little kid by the name of Quay Jackson, little baby-faced kid that doesn't look like he looks like maybe he's somebody's teddy bear that's sitting up on the shelf or something. But he is one of the toughest rascals that you've ever seen. And he's from Ottawa. And, we saw several of these kids in the All-Star game out here, the East-West Tennessee All-Star game. And Quay was a guy that nobody could block. He's not tall enough. He's not fast enough. Just nobody can block him. So we figured we probably want him on our side. And Jamar Neal, a freshman from BGA in Nashville, is going to play a whole lot at defensive end. And then we got Jacob Coleman from up in Virginia, Tyler Blackwell from Cartersville, Georgia, Isaac Kinley from Science Hill up in Johnson City. Those are all some freshmen that I think's got a chance to play that are quality kids. Brendan Haywood from Georgia is going to be a quarterback here one of these days. I don't know how long that'll take, but he'll be a quarterback here one of these days. Patrick Miller out of Sevier County is a little kid that's doing a pretty good job. Johnny Myrick's, I think he might be state. I think as a junior he was a state sprint champion. Christian McFall from out here at Jefferson County. Just some interesting little freshmen that are going to have a chance to do some things. And then, if you want an interesting story, y'all know that we've got, y'all don't mess with me. We got the state clay champion on our football team. He can shoot a gun, but you don't mess with me. He was, I think it was 498 out of 500 in the state championship. Was it a state or a national? Was it a national championship? It might have been that. I believe he is. I believe he's a national champion. And his name is Tyler Lucas. He's a little kid from Seymour. He's not a little kid, big old guy. And that's kind of an interesting story. Another interesting story, Abdul Henderson. Y'all remember him from West High School as a running back at West High School, defensive back. Has bounced around 3 or 4 different places, and it's interesting to see him try to get something going in his life. And he's another interesting story on our football team. Just the fact of all the places he's been. Got a couple other interesting stories. Got 2 basketball players that are playing. Rob Zaluki, who played at Tusculum, played basketball at Tusculum a couple of years ago, transferred down here to play football. And he's a big old body that is trying to learn how to play football, and that's fun to watch. And then Ace Gaines is a guy that started basketball at, I believe it was Augustana, wasn't it? Zeke, is that right? Started at Augustana, South Dakota, as a basketball player, and then transferred in here to play football. And he's an interesting project. And both those guys, we're going to let them 2 get off the bus first, because both of them are about 6'6", 6'7", and put together very well, and maybe we can score a touchdown getting off the bus. And then our got an unbelievable punter. I don't know how many of you were at the scrimmage this morning, but we were punting out of the end zone. We do a little coming out scrimmage, where we try to put the ball on the 1 yard line or 2 yard line, and the offense is very important for them to get a first down, and it's important for the defense to keep them down there. If the defense keeps them down there, most of the time the ball gets turned back to the offense within, most of the time inside the 50 yard line. And we have a rule here: anytime we get the ball inside the 50, it's points. We get points. And so, you have to earn it. They don't give it to us, but because of that field position, we should get points. And so he's a guy that can change the field. We kicked him from, I think, the 3 yard line one time, and I think they got possession of the ball on the other side of the 40, on the other end of the field. And excellent kicker. He's the only guy that we've ever had that I've timed in a 5 flat hang time. And I've done it 3 times now. I've timed him in a 5 flat hang time 3 times. And the fact is, the other day he got a 5-1, and I didn't say a word to anybody, because everybody would say, "You're a lying coach." And it's, he's big time. There's no question about it. And